Hello and welcome to St James Children's Church. I'm Shirley and I'm very pleased to be with you once again. Today's story takes place after Jesus had had a very busy day. He was by the Lake of Galilee and he had healed a lot of sick people and he had told a lot of stories about God and his love for his people. Now, at the end of the day, Jesus wanted to be alone. He wanted to go and find a place to pray and to think. So he asked his disciples if they would get into their boat and go to the other side of the lake, where he would join them later. When the disciples had left, Jesus walked up the mountainside, sat down, and prayed. Now, we don't know how long Jesus prayed for, but it was very late when he decided he wanted to rejoin his friends. So, Jesus went to the shore, and there he could see his friends in their boat. Now, they were a long way from shore, and there was a bit of a storm, and the waves were a bit choppy and the wind was blowing. So how was Jesus going to get to them? There was nobody else there and there were no other boats around. Jesus decided that he would walk to them. And he walked on the water towards the boat. When the disciples saw him, they were scared. "It's a ghost," they shouted, "it's a ghost." But Jesus put up his arm and said, "No, it's me. Don't be afraid." When Peter saw Jesus, he looked and he said, "If it's really you, tell me to come and I will come to you." So Jesus held out his arms and said, "Come." Peter got out over the side of the boat and he started to walk towards Jesus. But the wind was blowing and the waves were getting higher and Peter got scared and he began to sink. "Help me," cried Peter. "Help me, Lord, help me." Jesus held out his arms, caught Peter and pulled him to his side, where they both then walked back to the boat. But Jesus said to Peter, "Why? Why did you doubt me?" As they got back into the boat, the wind and the waves died down, and they continued their journey to the other side of the lake. Now, for today's craft activity, I thought we could look at a few different ways of making boats. And one of my first ways is going to be a paper boat. Yes, some of your mums and dads are now saying, "I did that when I was a kid." Okay, I've shown you how to do that in a minute. But have a look around and see if you can find some plastic containers, some straws, and you'll need some triangles of paper to make the sail. I'll show you in a minute. Okay. And also, if you have any Play-Doh, you might be able to make a boat from some Play-Doh. Okay? Now, I'll be back in just a minute. Sorry about that. I just had to turn my camera around. Now we're back. Now I'm going to show you how to make a paper boat. You will need an A4 sheet of paper. What you'll need to do is fold your paper in half lengthwise. Okay, now take your time, make sure the corners match up, and do a very firm fold. Now open your paper up and fold your paper in half. Okay, like that. Okay, now again, make sure you do some very firm folds. Turn your paper over and take this corner to the middle. Okay. And again, a very firm fold. Now do exactly the same with the other corner to the centre. Okay. Now I'm pretty sure that some of your mums and dads and your grandparents and the adults that are in your household will all remember doing this when they were young. Now, you take this end piece and fold it up. Okay. Turn it over and do the exact same with the opposite end piece. Okay, making sure that your firms the fold. Now, take this and opening it out and fold it in the opposite direction. Okay, now you tuck that piece underneath there, and you tuck that piece underneath there. Put it down on the table. Take this corner and fold it like that. Okay, turn it over and do the exact same again. Again, pick up your triangle and open it out. Okay, turn it upside down. Take that corner and that corner and very gently pull it out, put it flat, and straighten it out. And there you have your paper boat. There you go. Now, I've also raided my grandchildren's toy chest, so I have some Play-Doh. Now, any colour will do. You can make yourself a boat out of Play-Doh. Okay, I got orange because it was the first one I came across. Just now make it a nice shape and mould it into the shape of a boat. There you go. All the way around. Actually, I was doing this yesterday with my grandchildren, which gave me the idea for all of these things. Okay. There we go. And you might even be able to make a sail for it. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, there you go. One boat. Another way you can get a boat is very simply ask your mum if she can look in her cupboard and see if you can find a plastic container. Get a straw. Now if you're using a bendy straw like this, it might be advisable just to put a little bit of sellotape around there to attach it like that. Okay? I'm going to get a piece. There you go. Just so it will stay upright. Get a triangle piece of paper, stick it on, but first make sure you colour in your sail. And here you go. There's my boat that I made earlier, and I raided some characters to be my disciples in the boat. And perhaps once you've got all of your boats together, you might be able to go out into the garden and see which ones will float and which ones will sink. And perhaps if you've got some characters like these, or some Lego characters or Playmobil characters, then you can retell the story of Jesus walking on the water. Now in just a moment, it'll be prayer time. Hello, I got the camera the right way again. Now, once you've made all your boats and you've gone out into the garden with your bowl of water and you've seen which ones will sink and which ones will float, perhaps you would like to send us some pictures of the boats that you have made. Now there's lots of different ways. You can make them out of bottles, out of yogurt cartons, out of anything really that you think will float. Perhaps also you might like to have a look around the house and see what other things will float or sink. If you like, you might even be able to do a picture for us, which we'd love to show on our website. But please, just enjoy yourself, okay? Now, it's time to say a prayer. Lord, Peter got scared and he doubted you. Sometimes, Lord, our worries and our concerns make us scared too. Just as Peter reached out for you and was reassured, please, Lord, let us reach for you too. We ask you to be with all our families and friends, for those who are poorly, for those who are sad. We ask you, Lord, to keep us all in your loving care until we can meet again. Amen. I hope you enjoy the craft this week. See you all again soon. Bye-bye.